So if we can get a demonstration of someone who is just kind of like, I have no idea what I'm doing in a suit. A lot of people will be usually standing around, kind of looking around at people, maybe acting like their normal self in suit, maybe just talking to casual friends in suit. Then there will be people who are actually well into their character, or into their persona, who will go absolutely insane for you. There are people who on all ends of the spectrum, and basically what I wanted to talk about today is just some base stuff, I guess. Now I don't have Mannheim down here just yet. He should be on his way, but a few of you should recognize Mannheim. He is the large blue Talbuk suit. But there's a few things that you really need to know first when you're getting into your suit for the first time. I know a few people in the room have not done full suit yet. So, first thing you want to be aware of is your spatial awareness, basically, and that's defined by your suit itself. So you can see CM has ginormous friggin' paws here, friggin' foot paws. So, first off, you have to learn how to walk. That's one of the very first things you'll learn. How to walk, how to see. I remember the first time I got these. I mean, these are pretty sizable. You can pretty much see. Take this off here. You know, that's a good shoe size right there. It's pretty standard and whatnot, but with the extra toes on the side, I had to get used to not walking like a regular person, because if I was, I would just trip over the toes that were there. And actually I did. I fell right into a couple couches. That was not fun. Whereas if you have much larger feet, you have that, you have to walk with a much larger gait. You have to walk like a freaking cowboy and all that. Just because of the large size. You can actually throw your foot up on the table there. Throw that hoof up there. Yeah! That is a giant friggin' foot. Some people will use their own shoes, especially with partials and stuff. Some people will use boots or oversized whatever. Actually, there was a used store that I was looking at yesterday that actually had cartouches. It was a big rubber shoe to fit over another shoe. Looked really toony. So, people do that kind of shit. Other thing, the eyes. And I actually want to get Snooky up here for this. And I will need a volunteer from the audience. Okay.
Go for it.
Come here. You were standing on that side. You.
Oh, yes.
Let's see, there you are. You are here. That white box on the wall, you're going to stare at that. And we're going to get snow on the other side. What we're going to do is I want you to put your hand out here in front. And what we're going to do is Snooky, while you're staring at the wall, we're going to keep moving our hands towards your field of vision. As soon as you see our hand, if you see my hand, you raise your right hand. If you see his hand, you raise your left, okay? Push slowly now.
Wow.
Yep. So that is the field of vision that we've got here. You need to know your field of vision, because some people have it smaller and some people have it even wilder than this. Basically, anyone outside of this range is not seen. So, since your hearing is also dampened, you have to be very careful of where you are going and where you are stepping, because there will be small children, there will be adults, there will be random, especially at cons, there will be random furries who are like, oh hi, or who try to grab you suddenly for a hug, and it happens. And it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of suits as well. And I believe CMYK, our darling lovely CMYK here is an example, where there's a blind spot right in front of your face. So anyone can take their hand and just go top of their nose. Just touch the nose like that, and there's your blind spot. You cannot see anything in front of you. It's the same with Squeaky here, and Eric can attest to that. He was roaming the halls last night in this guy, and couldn't see a thing in front of him. Yeah. So, I mean, if with the head on, I'd be able to see you and you in the white shirt. Fur! Come here! Here we go. Okay. If we could get... Fur, what are you doing back there? Come on up here. Come on, let's get you up in the front row. And let's get Snook and Snow Nova, whatever you want to call yourself. Let's get you guys back down in your seats. Applause. So after that point, hi. Those two factors, how you walk and how you see, pretty much can define your character. For example, with Squeaky, again using him as an example, he had the eyes set far apart. Fur is generally farther apart as well. So when Squeaky walks, he kind of has a gait. He has a kind of sway to him because the holes are like this, and I'm keeping one hole in the center at all times. Fur, when he walks, if you'd like to do a little fashion walk for us, notice how he keeps his line of sight. Fur tends to usually look from side to side, just keeping one eye going forward. Come on, catwalk back. Everyone have a look at him. Oh, he's so suave and dashing. Look at that suit. You always want to keep as hard as you can, you want to keep the vision going forward because someone will walk up to you, someone will get in your face, and you will trip over them. There are a lot of children, and there are actually, especially at the much larger cons, there are a lot of little people running around, actually. Yeah, that really small chick at AC, yeah, she's that high on you, yeah. That's not good. So that can really define the character. I wish Mannheim was down right here because he's pretty snarky about it. Mannheim's vision is entirely peripheral. There is no forward vision, and to actually look, he has to turn his head like that. So what he did, because he has giant friggin' horns, is he kind of developed it like that. So he's always questioning you. And he always looks like he's going to kick your ass, and that really helped develop his snarky persona. After that, you can just add whatever you want. As you can see here, Fur is rather dashing in his suit and his lime green zebra stripe tie. Let's just go around the room here. What does this outfit remind you of? What characteristics would you define with a suit like this? Blue. What kind of adjectives would you give to a suit like this?
Erotic.
I'm not talking about the fursuit, I'm talking about the clothing. His nice two-piece little suit here. Salesman. We've got salesman. What else do we have here? Businessman? Anything? Salesman, businessman?
He's suave.
He's a suave businessman. Well, I'd say so at this point. Are you a suave businessman, Fur? No, I'm sorry. There's Mannheim. Come here. Come here, you big guy. Mannheim. Giant friggin' horns. So yeah, Mannheim has giant horns, giant tail, giant hooves. It's another thing to look out for. If you have a giant friggin' tail, if you have a giant friggin' tail, please watch where you're going. When you are turning, you will hit someone. You will knock things off tables. You will hit kids in the face. Horns. If you are bending down to talk to someone, on the way back up, you will probably hit someone in the face. In fact, he has a big, thank you. But as I was mentioning earlier with the sight thing, if I was standing in front of him, he would need to turn completely like that to see me. And it really, just grab someone in the audience and reel at them. Have a direct look. You can see how menacing he can actually look from just tilting his head that way to actually see out of the suit. So the features of the suit and what the suit is wearing will instantly define what your character is. I mean, Fur, many of you may not know Fur, but the suit is not something he's normally wearing. Normally it's t-shirts, PJs, that kind of stuff. A lot more bouncy, hyperactive kind of guy. The suit in this case, Fur's been a lot more toned down this morning, probably because he needs caffeine. Is your ear broken? Oh, awesome. His ear's broken. He can't hear out that ear. We have to be extra nice for him. People are bastards. So I'm actually gonna. So now that you're in your suit, now that you are comfortable with walking around and not hitting people in the face and actually being able to see out of the thing, you want to be able to actually display some kind of emotion when you're talking with people. Because a lot of people, when they're in a suit, they stand around. And they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm standing around and I'm a wallflower and I'm kind of looking at the wall and there's people around.